I'll have a PDF to only the midterm 1 section of this formula sheet, because the rest of it is not really important until midterm 2. Unless they change the curriculum, then I don't know. But what the class is pretty much about is you're given something on a cash flow chart, at least for midterm 1, and then they say find the present worth of it, future worth, or the annuity, or the interest, I guess. And so I'll just write in the back now. And so usually a question, something simple would be like, given 0, 1, 2, 3. So given 3 years, right? So this is present 1, 2, 3, and this is like F amount of dollars. Find the present worth of that money now, right? Because things inflate, and let's say the interest for each year, or the mark, I think it's called the mark, I don't remember, is like I interest, right? And so the present worth would be this formula. So you plug in F here, 1 plus I, which is the interest, and then to the negative n because you're going backwards. A lot of the time towards the end of the class, you're not going to really be writing this. You're just going to be writing the function for it, because you get a lot more bigger numbers and it's easier to just all put it under this and just multiply it through like a calculator. Also, towards the end of class, using Excel is your best friend, because you're using like 8-year things, and then you're worrying about interest, tax, and then like property, 5-year mark property, whatever the hell. And so what this first 2 sections, like the midterms, all you're going to really be doing is like having a complicated, and so they're going to give you whatever this P is, whatever this F is, and then find A. And so with the formula sheet, you could apply functions to both this F and P to find the A using one of the functions. So P given F, that brings a function from the future to the past, or to the present time, and it finds what that present value would be, given n amount of years. So it starts from the start, 1, 2, 3, and then n, right? So the n in this case would be 3. I'm not writing the function for it, I'm just writing the actual formula. The functions, you're just going to have to remember what each means. This is F given P. So if you have a present worth, yeah. If you have some sort of present worth, right? So this isn't it at the start, 0 here, but whatever you want to move it forward, n amount, then you still use F given P. So right here, this is at whatever number that is, and you want to move it 3 forward to the future, like move it to the future 3 years, then use 1, 2, 3, and then the end's positive, and it's pretty much the same formula, it's just reversed. So if you remember this one, you could solve this one just by solving for F. For annuity, for present, so if you have, this is P given A, okay. So if you're given some sort of annual cost each year that's the same, then you could use P given A, which converts all these A's into 1P. And then, so let's say the A start at year 1, then it just goes to the next year P, right? So this is 0, 1, but it still jumps here. That's an important, what does it say here? P occurs 1 year before A. Okay, yeah. This is the same thing, but you want to convert the annuity to a future cost, and then A occurs at the last year's F. Yeah. No, that's gradient. Gradient is when you have some sort of gradient on the cost and you want to convert it to P. So you use P given G, and so it starts from 0. Oh, it starts from two zeros, right? So it goes 1, 2, and then the gradient starts. And then same thing for gradient F. You want to convert some gradient to the future, use this one. This one's geometric, so I guess the annuity increases as a function of time. or not function, as a function of the interest. And so I would be the interest, like the mark, and then J would be the increasing per year interest, right? So let's say the mark is 10% and the annuity increases by 4% each year, then J would be that 4%. And then if I equals J, then use this formula for P given A. This one, I don't know which one, so I put that, but same thing for this one. When I doesn't equal J, then use this formula for finding the future value using only given annuity. What's that one? Period interest rate. Oh, that's just converting interest rates from like monthly to yearly or yearly to monthly. That's a problem. Oh, yeah, okay, the rest are like problems. Okay. That's a long video.
Let's do this problem. Alright, so find the present worth of this flow chart using MARR is 15%. Or just the interest for this. There's 4 years, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And so essentially what we're doing is we want to bring everything here back into the zero and add them all up. Let's do that. Now there's multiple ways you could attack this. But, so essentially you could bring this one, P given F, back 1 year. Do this one, P given F 2 years, P given F 3 years, P given F 4 years, and do that for all 4, but that's a big function. So we could use the other ones to just do it. You could do P given A for these 3 because they're the same, 3.5k. And then do these 3 back to this one. And then do P given F for this one, bring it back here. But I think an easier one to do is just bam, bam, bam. And then this is just 3.5 right here. And make this like 1,000. Right? Because 3.5 plus 1,000 is 4.5k. And so you could just do, well, I guess it's the same thing really. It's not really, alright, whatever. I think it'd be easier for the next problem if we just do it like this. So, I'll do PW. This is already at time 1 or time 0, so it's going downwards, so negative 4k. I'll just write negative 4. 3.5, we're bringing it back 1, 2, 3, 4. So, right here. And it's positive, right? So plus 3.5 A given P 15% and 4. Right? Well, I'll write that on a slant. Yeah. And then for this one, you're bringing it back 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's also going to be plus, I guess 1 in this case, right? 1 P given F 15% 4. And then if you plug in the equation for this, which is on the formula sheet, equation for that on the formula sheet, you should get 6.5k, blah, 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 which is the answer, right? I guess I could just do it a different way just to show that you can tackle these problems different ways. It's just whichever is the most efficient for that matter. So we'll do it the way I originally said it, which is you could just do P given F for each one and then calculate it. So PW negative 4 plus 3.5 P given, I'm just going to write the actual equation for this one, so 3.5, 1 plus, you're going back 1, why did I write that? Oh, this is the interest, right? So 1 plus 0.15 minus 1 plus 3.5, 1 plus 1.5, negative 2 plus 3.5, 1.15, negative 3 plus 4.5. Let's do 1.15. Yeah. Negative 4. Just to make sure that's the same, I'll just calculate it right now. Using my trusty calculator. Whatever, originally 6.7. Alright, this one I got 6.6, but I probably messed up on the first one, that's why. But either way, I'm off by 0.1. So there's definitely different ways you could tackle it. You could definitely do this on a test. I did it for one of them because I didn't know how to break it down. But it takes a while, especially if they give you like 20 time periods. You have to bring each one individually and write out like a whole like subscript or Sanskrit of it. So it's better just know how to break things down into like easier components, which will bring us into a more complicated problem that I made. Yeah. Can you still see the bottom? Yeah, I'm gonna erase that. There we go. So, get rid of this. Find the present worth of this flow shite. And we don't have any numbers, so you're just gonna have to kind of trust me on this. Alright, so this definitely you could, if you have each numbers, then you could definitely just like bring it back. But sometimes they might only give you G. I'm not gonna use them. So let's say they give you this G. They give you whatever this one is. Let's say this is just A, right? So they give you G, A. Alright, let's do this. Given G, A, M, A, R. Okay, and. So if they give you G, or how much it like geometrically like kind of, or gradient, like how much it increases, so this is 0G, G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. They give you A, so whatever this annuity is, MARR, minimal annual rate of return, or the interest, N is this one, you know, it's any of these, right? So the fastest way you could do this one is just break it down and just kind of go through it all instead of doing, well, you can't do that if you're not given it, so we'll just do it the faster way. So you could break this down into annuity right here, so bam, 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 right? So you have this A, so you know up here it's A, right? And then the gradient, this is G, so this little segment right here is 0G, G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. So from that you can figure out which each of these are, right? And then you can solve P given F for this one, P given F for that one, P given, but that's a lot of math, right? So you could just kind of skip all that and just do, this is A, this is G, and then do one equation for present worth is equal to, we need the brackets here, I'll show you what later. Present worth, alright, this is going to sound weird, but we're going to take all this and put it right here for now, on the time step 3. So, we'll do that. And so, to put it times step 3, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to bring it back 6 right here. P given A, oh wait, oh sorry, wrong. It's going to be A, P given A, whatever that MARR is, let's say I. And then we're bringing it back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so that's the P right now, right here. And then we can also bring this gradient, or, oh it's gradient, backwards, so convert it to a present worth, so it's going to be plus whatever this present worth is, so it's going to be G, P given G, I, and we're also bringing it back 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you remember on the formula sheet, the gradient goes back to wherever it starts, so it's 0, it goes 0G and then G, so you bring it back 2. So it's also going to be 6. And then this equation right here takes all this and puts it all into this, whatever this P is, right? It converts all of this into that. And the reason I have this in brackets now, because whatever this is a P. We could just say it's actually technically an F, so you could use whatever this F is, P given F, and bring it back 1, 2, 3. So whatever I is, and 3. And that would be the answer for whatever the present worth is. So to recap, we separated these two into one annuity and one gradient, converted the annuity into a P, plus the gradient converted to a P, add them together to get whatever this is, and then we use P given F to take this P and put it at the start. And that's going to give us the total P for the entire thing. So, yeah, that's how you do that. So essentially for the first two midterm, it's going to be doing all this. So you're going to get pretty good at it, and then midterm 3, you're going to have to learn how to use Excel, because you're going to have to do a lot of different stuff with this. But this is essentially the whole class. We do another one for something that seems simple, but it's kind of like weird. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one's pretty simple. Find present worth, but instead of just one interest, you have 8% here, 8% here, 10%, 12%. So this one, you're kind of just doing the long way. You have to take it to this time step with 12%, take it back here 10%, and then you can just skip to here with both being 8%. So, at present worth, right, PW is equal to that F. And we want to take it, use the function to take it back 1, so it's going to be, no, I'll write this, right? P given F, 12%, 1, right? So P given F takes a function and brings it back n amount of spaces. We're only bringing it 1 back, so 1. And then place another function, because we're going to multiply whatever this is now, times back 1 again. So it's going to be P given F, 10%. And again, this is only 1, so it's going to be 1. So now we're here. These don't exist anymore. And now we have to use a function to bring it back 2, which is still P given F, so it's going to be P given F. These two are 8%. And then, since these are both 8%, we can also just bring it back 2. So then n is 2. And that's how you write that in, like, simplified. That's how you write it on a test. And then you can just use a calculator, but if you want the actual math, do I even write it down somewhere? Oh, I don't have an answer. So it's going to be F plus. You get the idea. And whatever plug in for F, that's going to be the answer. I edit this down now. That's pretty much the whole class. You're usually just taking something and applying a function to it to do something else. And just to recap, the P given F function brings some future value back n spaces. F given P brings some future value, or present value, and brings it back forward n spaces. A given P takes some present value, or if you want to use A given F, it takes some future value, but we'll use A given P. A given P turns some present value and distributes it equally n spaces. Except for the first n, it's not here, but everything here, 1, 2, 3. And then everything else is on the formula sheet. I try to be detailed, but this is just sort of my writing, so. That should be. Okay, we weren't done. 2 things I wanted to clarify. So let's say. Okay. Fuck it, right? I don't get that. Yeah, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got this, that. Call this like 1.5k. Right. So let's say there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's say find P, right? Because that's what I've been doing the entire time. You can't just take all this. Well, at least from what I know, you can't just take all this, do like P or P given A. Yeah, you can't just do this and just put it at the start. Because if you use P given A on this, it puts it to this one right here, because it goes one before it. And so that's why if you're doing something like this, you're going to use P given A on this to convert it to a P right here, and then you use P given F to move it back 2 spaces, right? Same thing for like the complicated one where it was like the super gradient, right? It was like this, and you had to take it back 2 spaces, or if the gradient starts here, then you have to take it back right here, which is 1, 2, right? But you can't just take it all the way back here. You have to convert it to a P, like right here, and then take this, whatever this P is. You could take it back all the way. Another thing is, if you're wondering, I didn't use Excel for my homework, and the reason I'm using it as like a cautionary tale because it sucks doing the last part of class by hand. Let's see if I could find. I have a lot of examples of this. So it'd be something like this where like, yeah, and I had to do the math on a separate piece of paper, right? But you have like all these little numbers and all the formulas. And then I was able to make it a little more neater as time went on, right? But you'd have like tables. It's really tabulated, so it's really just better to write the formula once instead of on a calculator like 300 times, and then apply that formula down in an Excel sheet. So, and I just want to do a real quick problem just in case you're just, why not? I don't even like doing finance. It's just I want to cross my T's. Let's do this, right? That's it. This is some A and this is some P. This is 1, 2, 3, 0. So they said find the sum of the annuity. This is already an A. So it's going to be AW equals whatever that A. It's already positive. It's already an A, so you're fine. And you just got to convert this P to an A. I don't like how I wrote that. It was all sloppy. AW equals whatever that A is. And then since it's going downwards, it's going to be minus P A given P. And you're distributing it 1, 2, 3 out. So it's going to be whatever interest. 3. And then that's the function that's convert this P to an A. And then you add them together to get whatever this, if it's positive or negative. And so for like midterm 2, they're going to ask you like annual worth. Is should you do the plan? And usually if it's like a negative A in total, then it's not a really good like finance option. But that's pretty... It's pretty much it.